Hi, this is Kevin Deal from Upscale Audio, and today we're going to talk about selling my tube stash, my collection, all the stuff that goes way back. And what is prompting all this to happen? My loving wife, Miss Laura, who I care for so much, found a box of stuff, and she goes, "Should I throw this away?" And I looked in there, and there was some wrinkled glass, Mullard 12AX7s from the 1950s, and then I had a very rare, only ever seen one, actual Telefunken 5AR4. The only one I have ever had. Maybe you've seen them on occasion, but I mean a real one that was made by Telefunken, not a relabeled Mullard. I go, no, my God. So it made me go, oh, what happens if I got hit by a truck tomorrow? What's going to happen with my tube stash? I got one employee that does know him well, Jared, because Jared's been with me for 20-something years. But you know what? The thing is, it's time to get a lot of this stuff into the hands of people. You know what I mean? And some of these things are things that there wasn't enough of them, and maybe I just didn't get to them, and they got just packed away, and it's like, oh my God, and there's stories with them, stories with so many of them. So I thought I'd just grab a few of the things and show. Look, how are you going to know about what I'm selling? How are you going to know about any of these things? We have a newsletter that we do, and they're really cool and well crafted, and they've got some nice tips in them. They tell you about sales that we have. They're written by a great person, Gautam, and he's just amazing. And what we're going to do is I want you to go into the description right now, and I want you to sign up for the newsletter, and you can come back and watch this later. Get the newsletter. That's where I might tell you some stories about how I ended up with them, because some of them are crazy, life-threatening. Judge Judy, you don't know what the hell was going on. And then we might even write a book about all this stuff. I mean, what do I have? I mean, let me tell you. These I got from Beckman Instruments. When Beckman was closing down their museum, you know, Los Angeles was like, you know, there was a lot of aerospace here. And in the late, when the wall came down in Europe, a lot of this stuff just ended up going to TRW. There was a ham fest down there. And I would go once a month, 4 in the morning with my flashlight, looking into guys' trucks and station wagons. You guys got any tubes? Yeah, I got some. You know, that's what you did. And you were competing with guys that literally would fly here from Korea and Japan to do the same thing. I mean, it was crazy. And man, you'd almost get into fist fights like you were fighting over toilet paper during COVID. I mean, look at this. This is a 7316. Now, some people think that a 7316, it was made by Amperex. They think this was a low noise 12AU7, but they don't know really the truth. They got that from some tube lore that said that the 7316 is a low noise, low microphonic 12AU7. No, it's not. The Amperex tube manual tells you the truth, and maybe I'll let you know about that one. It doesn't matter. It's a great tube. It's a great sounding tube, and I got these from the Beckman Museum because they just wanted to get rid of this stuff, and I've got some beautiful 7316s, and I just never dealt with them, you know. And speaking of other 12AU7s, I thought I didn't have these. This is some more of those Radio Techniques. Look at this box. Oh my God. I used to go to these old electronic stores, and if it stunk like old rotten paper, it just gave me a Woody. I don't know. I mean, look at this. These were made in France in about 1956. This is a Philips designed 12AU7. And they were made in the Radio Technique factory in France. Look at that. Oh my God. This is the small plate version of the 12AU7. They are absolutely beautiful. And look at this. This is a 6V6 made by RCA, and they branded them something different than that. These were made in the 50s. They branded them as, it just says supplied by RCA. Anyway, these were sold to the French Navy, and they put them into this vacuum sealed can that was then sealed in wax to be used on like Navy vessels, right? So they wouldn't corrode or anything, and then wrapped in cardboard. And it was so cool. And so I've got some of those. I don't know if I should sell them to collectors in the can or take them out and sell them individually. I don't know what to do with that. Maybe I'll sell them cans. Oh man, what else do I have here? Okay, this is more modern. This is an SED Wing C 6550C. These were made when the factory was shutting down in 2011, and everybody loved SED flat top 6550Cs, right? Great tube, right? Wrong. The very last ones that they made, they seemed to have a little bit of a problem. It might have been that they had not a really good vacuum to them. That's the only guess I have. But this is the deal. About 25% of them might fail. And everybody else in the world was just selling these things and not telling anybody about it. And I did tell people, I go, hey man, these things got a problem. And I'm just telling you, you may never fail. Like if you put these into a Prima Luna, they seem to hold up because Prima Lunas ran them so easy. But if you put them in some other products, it could end up damaging your amp. Really, if you've got an old ARC that doesn't have a plate fuse on it, it's not a good idea to take a chance with this, right? And I always told the truth about it. Other people, they don't give a shit about you. They'll sell you anything. So if I sell these, which I will end up doing, I'm going to keep some for myself, frankly. I will end up telling you the truth, and I won't give you a warning. I'm going to sell them. Maybe I'll give a 30-day. I don't know what to do. But anyway, I've got a bunch of those. What else? Okay, here's something cool. Here we go. Brand new in the box. Genelex KT66. These I got out of Australia. This is a story unto itself, man. These were sold in a pit auction in Australia. And someone out there is probably going to confirm what I'm going to say, that when they were when they were getting rid of all the old military surplus in Australia, some of this stuff, they would get rid of it, and literally it would be in a pit, and it would be surrounded by people bidding on it, right? I mean, they would just have a pit, and that's what it was. And I had, at one point, and these were factory matched to be used in something called a vibration machine, okay? And they would use like 50 of them. And so they had to be matched. Oh my God. Did I just do that? All right, look. KT66, made in England, factory match. So I've got some of these. I'm going to keep some for myself, but I think I've got one more or maybe a couple more boxes of them. I do not know. And then, did you sign up for the newsletter yet? Because you got to do that if you want to know about this stuff. I got a couple more goodies here. Oh, here we go. Mullard wrinkle glass, 12AT7. Look at this. See this? See the bottom? That is a pin protector. More than once, I have sold tubes like this to customers that have pin protectors, and then they call up. I want to talk to the manager. I want to talk to the owner. You sold me tubes that are defective because they don't even have pins. How did you test? And I would just hold the phone like this. And I go, you know, while they just really read me the riot act. I go, okay, pull the little black thing off. And they go, oh, sorry about that. Anyway, there's a Mullard wrinkle glass 12AT7 made in the 1950s. Now I can't get this thing back on. How cool is that? This is a similar construction. In fact, it looks like the exact same construction as the Radio Technique 12AU7. It's got the small folded over staple plate. How cool is that? Except they're the early wrinkle glass. Oh man. All right, what's the last thing? ECC 83. Extremely rare. This one has Mullard. Extremely rare, has additional supports on the tube. Additional, like a U-shaped support for low microphony. I had these many years ago. I had another box of them stashed somewhere, and we'll get something going on these. So I'm going to do them maybe just one at a time, one tube at a time, or depends on what I grab. Get the newsletter. And also, if you dig any of this stuff, hit the subscribe button. I mean, I never say smash the button, but if you want to, that's cool. We really care about you. We like to have fun. Go to Upscale Audio. Talk to our non-commissioned salespeople. Come to our beautiful store in Southern California. At Upscale Audio, we're going to treat your system like it's ours. Thanks.